Happy day everyone. In this video we are going to talk about the pteridophytes, which is of the plant kingdom. Let's get into the video. The pteridophytes includes hostels and ferns. These are the first terrestrial plants of the plant kingdom. And talking about their economic importance, they are used for medicine and also for ornamental uses. These are the first plants to possess vascular tissue, which is xylem and phloem. So coming to their habitat, they will be living in cool, damp and shady places. Here the main plant body will be sporophyte, but in case of bryophytes, we talked that the main plant body will be gametophyte, but here it is sporophyte. These sporophytes will be bearing true root, stem and leaves. Still bryophytes, we talked like thalloid structure, which is of stem like, root like, leaf like structure, but here we can see the true root, stem and leaves. So talking about the leaves, their leaves are of two types, which can be small or large. The small is microphyles. Phyles means leaf, and is the example can be Selaginella, and another is the macrophyles, with the example will be ferns. As we said, the sporophytes, which is the main plant body, it will be containing a sporangia. These are covered by sporophyte, which is a leaf-like structure. The sporophyte can either be free like this or it will be compacted. If you see here, for example, I have given this compacted, and this kind of compacted structure of the sporophyte is called as stobile or cone, which can be seen in equistem. So the sporangia, which is inside the sporophyte, will be producing the spores, and the spores in turn will be producing a prothallus, which is a thalloid gametophyte, free living and inconspicuous and multicellular. It means the prothallus is the thalloid gametophyte. We have a reason why the pteridophytes are restricted into smaller regions of area only, not in wide areas. It's because the gametophyte needs a place which is cool, damp and shady. This is why the development of pteridophytes are restricted to some of the regions only. So talking about the gametophyte, it is producing the male and female gametes. So the reproduction is happening like the gametophyte, as I said, it will be containing male and female organs. The antheridia will be producing anthrazoid, which will travel in water to reach the mouth of Archegonium, which is an egg produced by Archegonia, and here the fusion will be happening, which in turn produce the zygote, and we will be getting the multicellular sporophyte, which is the main plant body. So this is the how the reproduction will be taking place in pteridophytes. Let's talk about gymnosperms now. So gymno means naked and sperms means seeds. These are naked seeded plants, okay, because their ovules also not covered. The ovules are not covered by ovary walls. In turn, the seeds are not covered. These gymnosperm may be medium tall and also be a shrubs, and the one of the tallest tree of the gymnosperm is the redwood tree. And talking about their roots are tap roots, and they can be in association with few things. For example, with fungi, which is called as mycorrhiza, and the example for that is pinus. And it can be also coralloid, that is, it will be in association with the blue-green algae, which helps in the nitrogen fixation, and it is seen in cycas. So we talked about the roots. So talking about the stem may be branched or even unbranched. If it is branched, we can see that in pinus and cedrus, and unbranched it is cycas. These are the examples for that. So talking about the leaves, their leaves may be simple or also compound, and in cycas we can see the pinnately arranged leaves. So this is how the pinnate structure will be there. These all you can study in the morphology of flowering plants. So talking about the leaves, they are called as conifers. The conifers are the leaves which have the needle leaf-like structure, which helps them in decreasing the surface area, and they are also having the thick cuticle and stunken stomata, which helps them to reduce water loss. This is the importance of conifers in the gymnosperms. So talking about the spores, these are heteroporous animals. They produce different kind of spores. So in some plants, both female and male are produced in the same plants, which is example pinus, and it also can be produced in different plants, which is the example cycas. So talking about the male strobili will be having male microsporophyte. As I said, micro will be denoting the male. This microphyte will be producing microsporangia. With the microsporangia will be undergoing the reduction, and it will be forming the microspores. These microspores are reduced to gametophyte. So the reduced gametophytes are nothing but called as pollen grain. So the strobili, you can see here, strobili or the cone-like compacted sporophylls. Okay, so the strobili will be having the microsporophyll. This microsporophyll, inside it, that will be a microsporangia. This microsporangia will be forming microspores which are forming the gametophyte, that is male gametophyte. This male gametophyte, which are reduced male gametophytes, are called as pollen grain. Okay, let's see about the female one, so it will be clear. So talking about the female strobili, this female strobili will have megasporophyll. In this case of male, it will be microsporophyll, but in case of female, it should be megasporophyll. Clear? Then talking about the sporangium, it should be a megasporangium. Here we get the microsporangium, it will be megasporangium. So the microsporangium will also now produced as the meha mother cell. So a mother, here in this case, if you see, we talked about microspores which is directly formed as a gametophyte, but in case of mother, we are taking few more steps. So mother, meha mother cells which is of 2n, and it will be undergoing meiosis. After meiosis, it will be producing the 4 megaspores. Here we got microspores. In the case of female, we are getting 4 megaspores. Here this is this is reduced to pollen grain. In this case, now what we are going to get is one enclosed within the megasporangium. Within the 4 megaspores which is enclosed in the megasporangium will be forming female gametophyte. Is it clear still now? In case of male strobili, we are getting microspores which is turned into gametophyte, that is male gametophyte, which is reduced to pollen grain. In case of female, we are getting 4 megaspores, within which only one is turning into the female gametophytes. So now the female gametophyte will be producing 2 or more archegonia. Here the male gametophyte was producing pollen grain. This is how the reproduction will be happening. And the most important thing here, not independent gametophyte. That means the gametophytes are dependent on the sporangia. How? Actually, it is inside the sporangia also. Even if you see here, one enclosed within the sporangia, it is already inside the sporangia, so it will be dependent also. That means it is not independent. And here the ovules which are turning into seeds after fertilization will not be covered, as we talked in the introduction of the gymnosperm. So these are the things to discuss about pteridophytes and gymnosperms.